the consonance of different musical instruments, a modern interpretation of ancient style. Eternal music of the steppe, its history is endless. Watch the sound of the great steppe on Kazakh TV.
There are 7 cue playing schools in the Kazakh land. The cue of Altai, it is a particular Kazakh cue school of Altai and Tarabagatay. We should mention the school of Arkay's unique art, which was built by Tattimbet. A playing of Jetisu cue is different with deep thoughts where all traditions are saved. The exalted of the art is Karatu Steppe. The West and Orda schools, improvised cue compositions, are exalted as well. We divide Sirdarya and Aral locations as a school of Joly cue school. The Peninsula Mangistau cue school history is an art school of the cue.
Жалпы қазақтың күйшілік өнері өте ықылым заманынан белең алады. Оның ішінде мынау
The Kazakh art of cue was developed in ancient times. Among them, we can hear the compositions of a full composer, who is the author of the cue composition that we hear nowadays. We can say cue composition is a present from God. Constantly, our neighbors, the Kyrgyz, Uzbek, and Tajik people also have this type of art. But it is not developed separately. They took a syncretic way in the music cue compositions in one genre. In our cue compositions, peculiarity is developed in different genres: musical, the cue genre, and the jir genre. Abylay Bakytkaliuly is a graduate of the West Cue School. He is a follower of Mangistau's cues art. Also, he is a follower of Kurmangazi and Dina. He is a singer of improvised cue compositions. When he plays the dombra, his listeners are followed in his music.
Қазақ халқы, дана халқымыз айтады ғой, әркімнің өнерге ақталасыз деп. Сондықтан бағзы заманнан келе жатқан.
There is a saying of Kazakh people: each of us compete for the art. Our grandparents left us a step to the art, and the cue way took an important place in my life. I am young, but I put my own effort to this art as well.
Осы қазақ күй өнеріне деген үлесім сәл де болса бар деп ойлаймын.
There are names of this cue art: Teres Kagi and Teres Burai. It means to play dombra from the opposite side. Only professional cue players can play this genre of the cue Teres Kagi and Teres Burao. In ancient times, cue players had competitions between each other. To win, they used this genre of playing composition. The composition of Teres Kakpai was produced in the time of the competition. It is played with a string from down to up, the string vice version of playing an ordinary composition.
Маңғыстау күйшілік тарихында әсіресе мына айтыс
The histories of Ayit's compositions are unique in the Mangistau region. One of them is Ayit's of Three Mothers. There was a wealthy and well-known person, Isin Berli, and there were cue competitions and a big event in the village. 3 guys decided to participate from 3 different generations, as Togizbai, Nausha, and Isin Timir Ispai. Togizbai started then Nausha, and next was Ispais. He started first of all, he looked at the cue players and told them, "You're playing the dombra correctly, and I will play the opposite side and will answer you." The history of the cue is called Tiris Kakbai. There are also another composers, Tiris Kakbai cue compositions. Also among them Kurmangazi's Tiris Kakbai cue, and Ispai's Tiris Kakbai cue, as well as Kulsharin's. Most of the great cue players tried to test themselves with this Tiris Kakbai cue. Dina is the person who presented Kurmangazi's name to the younger generation. If I will give my right hand and Dina's left hand to one person, there will be a great dombra player. Dina was a blessing to the greatest cue player. The compositions of Dina are assertive and with character, as a river with strong waves. We can hear all notes of her composition. She played the dombra from up to down.
Жалпы күйдің жүрісінен, бағытынан байқайтынымыз, бұл енді бір тоқтауы жоқ, өмір өзен дейді ғой, ағып атқан. Сол сияқты тоқтауы жоқ, дүние сияқты.
Due to music, we can notice cue compositions playing elements. It is a non-stop life. The life is as a flowing river. That's why the life is continuing with constancy. This cue describes a human's life. It is as a deep philosophy. We can notice it from the cue playing movement. The point and comma are not close enough on the composition, and the breathing signs are also further. From the beginning, it sounds as a non-stop composition. Dina's signature is making a pause. Occasionally, Dina can stop playing the dombra during her performance, and it is her uniqueness. But in this cue composition, she did not often use this skill.
Бірақ бұл күйде осындай дүниелер өте аз қолданған.
The Kazakh steppe left art of the cue from generation to the next generation, or from teacher to the student. Abylay has seen a lot of great cue players. Currently, he's a teacher. He teaches kokpe cue to the young generation. And he's a graduate of the school with Dina, Kurmangazi, and Isbay. Especially, he continued the art of Mangistau.
Абылайдың бір жақсылығы, құймағылақтығы, бір күйді ойнағанда келесінен қағып алып кететіні,
Abylay's singularity is in his hearing. When he plays one cue composition, he can easily play and learn other compositions. Also, he has the quality of improvisation. Nowadays, it is a rare quality. He is a talented guy. The West Cue School divided into several schools. Mangistau cue composition art came to Abylay with blood and with mother's milk. I can say he has a signature of that school.
Жалпы Махамбеттің күйшілігін ол енді күйлері өте ауқымды.
Mahambet's cue compositions structure are compound and great. It is not easy for everyone to execute his compositions. Only the best cue player is able to play his cue compositions. Also, a player with high spirit can play.
Музыка тілінде 8-8 өлшемде жүреді.
There are 8 measurements in the language of music. The high-speed, brave, energetic, impetuous at the beginning of the cue composition. When one starts a cue, there are sounds as a horse running. There's no pause during the playing. There's only one pause to continue a syllable. And the other part of the cue is playing without any stop. The cue composition, Zhao Gashap Khan, says for its name a big war, a big disorder we can notice from the composition.
Бір үлкен көтеріс, үлкен бір шайқастың кезінде дүниеге келгендігі белгілі күйдің жүру бағытынан. Және содан байқауға да болады күйдің жүрісін.